Hi guys, video today on hooks for hanging doors for spraying. So this is the rockler shore hook, I think it's called. I got recommended this on someone from Facebook or Instagram, I think. I've never seen them before. They're quite hard to get hold of as well, but I got hold of one. And then I've also got these, which are slightly less expensive, but we'll go through that in a minute. And they're a slightly different hook. So yeah, I'm basically going to go through with you what the hooks do, how they work, which I prefer, and so on. So we'll start with the rockler shore hook. This was, I think, £11 plus sort of £2-3 postage for one hook. As you can see, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a solid hook. It's got a couple of pivot points, twist points, so that you can twist the door around, spray it in different directions. You can twist it and then it sort of firms up so that it won't twist or the door won't swing, if that makes sense. They are designed for one hook per door, so the end of the hook has got a round expandable plug, I guess. So it fits in like that, and then when you twist it over, it locks, and this expands and then locks into the hinge. So you twist it like that, put it in, twist it, and then it's in, which is a good idea. So yeah, like I said, it expands when you lock it. It twists there. It also twists there. So yeah, rockler shore hook. Really, for £11, well, let's say £13 with postage, it is a very expensive way of spraying your doors. So imagine if I do the average kitchen has 20 doors. I mean, you're talking over 200 quid to hang up the doors. Other than that, it's a good product. We'll hang it up in a minute, see how it works. There's a few bits, sort of the thickness of that, which scares me a little bit when you're spraying. Like I said, I got recommended it, and this guy loves it, so I did get hold of them for that reason. And I have been looking for something, because obviously normally what we do is drill a couple of hooks into the one side of the door that's not going to be seen, hang it up on a coat hanger, and then spray it that way. But this stops you drilling holes, and should be a bit of an easier way. So now we move on to these hooks. These are called Euro finishing clips. These I just stumbled across, really, and they're as simple as you can get. So they basically just go into the hinge like that, and then they hang there. So these really, you're looking at putting two in, really. I mean, they don't seem that secure to just hang with one. And obviously, if you're midway through spraying a door, especially an MDF door, if you drop it, it's carnage, really. You're blunting the edges of the MDF, then you're going back and filling and rubbing it all down again, and yeah, it's just a pain in the arse. So obviously you don't want anything to drop when you're spraying it, which is why I like the hook system so much, because it's almost a guarantee that it's not going to go anywhere. But there you go. So this is the door that I'll be spraying today, and we'll go over to the spray booth, hang it up, and see how they fare. Price wise on these Euro finishing clips, you're looking at, well, they sell in packs of 5, which is quite good. Well, I say it's quite good. If you're using 2 per door, then it's not, because you're left with 1. But I ordered a couple of packs, so obviously if you get 10, then you've got an even number. So these come in at £7.86 plus £13 postage. I think they come from the US, because it's giving me a translation. So US dollars, we're talking $10.42, and another £17.39 for postage. So yeah, obviously we're talking, what is it, 21, just, yeah, near on £21 for 5 hooks. So £4 a hook roughly. So yeah, obviously it's slightly cheaper than these. So yeah. Right, so this is my hanging setup. I've got a few cable ties coming down from the ceiling. I know it's not the most efficient way to do it, but that's how I do it at the moment. So we'll start with the rockler shore hook. So you get the hinge, whack it in, tilt it over, make sure it's in properly. I get really nervous about stuff like this, and there you go. So it's hanging like that. So obviously with the cable ties, it's not the most efficient way to do it because they spin, and I will be sort of probably investing in. I have got a clothes hanger, but it's not quite wide enough. Sorry, clothes rack. It's not quite wide enough, so I need to get one of those really. So there you go. Let's get a close up of what I was talking about with the thickness of that there. So with it, well, in my opinion, with it being so thick, let's just focus. There you go. With it being so thick, I think you're not going to get great coverage behind, and I know it's a minimal amount and you can get spray angles and stuff like that, but I think it just makes it a bit harder to get behind there. Obviously when you're spinning it, and I mean it's great because obviously you can spray both sides at once, and then once you're done with it, you can just take it off, go and hang it up in the drying room. And yeah, it's just, for me, the only reason I don't have these is because they're so expensive. Maybe one day I'll invest in a few of them, because obviously, as you can see, spraying like that is going to be pretty easy. It'll make your time scales a lot quicker, and then obviously you can hold it from the hook to stop it spinning, and yeah, you might get paint on your hands, but just wear gloves. So that's the rockler shore hook. Let's pop it out. So with these cable ties, I've actually got two sets hanging up for this reason. So we'll put the Euro finishing clip in. So I'll link these in the description so you can go and have a look for yourself, and if you can find any cheaper, let me know. So the Euro finishing clip, like that. And then like that. So that's hanging up with that. So yeah, I don't really trust just having one in. Doesn't really seem that sturdy. But so as you can see, they're in there like that. And again, you'll have the same sort of problem getting behind that, but not as much as the rockler. But obviously these are a bit more tricky because you've got two. So when you're taking them off, you've just got to make sure you're extra careful, because the trouble is, obviously, if I'm pinching this to unhook it, there's a chance that you could unhinge it, if that's the right word for it. So there you go. But then obviously you're using more room because you're hanging up two sides rather than one. So it all depends on how much space you've got, how much money you've got, how you want to hang them. So yeah, quick review. Just on the finishing hooks really. Like I said, what I tend to do is put a couple of hooks in, which are these little things. You drill a little hole in the bottom of the door. Obviously no one will see it, but those holes will always be there. And it probably takes up as much room, although you've got to get coat hangers. Those are very cheap, but you've got to get coat hangers as well. And you've got to get decent coat hangers, because some coat hangers, let me go and get one of mine. Some coat hangers are really flimsy, and here I've cable tied the bottom bracket on because that can snap off each side, and obviously if you've got a door hanging there, that is a nightmare. So yeah, any questions, let me know. Like I said, I'll link them down in the description. If you find any cheap ones or you find any alternatives, let me know. I'd love to give them a test out, because I'm always finding ways, or trying to find ways to make my spraying more efficient. Time is money, so these things will help me in the long run.